Brooklyn Independent Television.
Tonight's story began many, many years ago on a cold, dark night.
Our next collaboration is going to be based on Ernest Shackleton's expedition to Antarctica. And that's going to be in a couple of years because it's going to be a massive undertaking. A lot of the Shackleton thing is very much in the sort of theoretical stages at this point. We're just discussing it and how it's going to work and how to sustain that, something like that for an hour and change. But we'll hope it works.
Should we maybe get some shoe polish to bring to the studio too for things like the mitten straps and like greasing that stuff up?
I have it here.
Okay. Maybe we need all the pairs of stilts for the rehearsal because we'll have 8 people and we have 8 pairs of stilts, right? Mm-hmm. And the seal?
Seal's not in good shape right now.
Oh, the dog's gonna freak out probably. Alright, I'm gonna watch it from here.
I thought it would be really nice to be able to step outside the kind of traditional format of puppetry. Because the puppet stage is usually 3 feet deep. It's as deep as a guy's arm is long. So the puppets can go back and forth all day long, but they can't really go in and out. So I was thinking it would be so great if we had this beautiful set, this giant set, to be able to have the marionettes maneuver all throughout the thing and have free range of the set. And I was trying to figure out how to accomplish this without having an elaborate network of bridges and stuff. And I thought, well, we'll put the puppeteers on stilts. The puppeteers will be dressed in sort of white something that will look, I imagine, something between like a beekeeper's outfit and some kind of crazy kimono.
The show starts with the icebergs on the ground, and they are completely down, and so they're collapsible and they rise. So they're like marionettes too. It all happens by ropes and pulleys. And when this one lifts up, it's 28 feet tall, 32 feet wide, and it's about 15 feet deep. And I can lift it up. It's a pile of paper, and I love that. That was kind of my goal. It's really easy to tour. I mean, I think I have shoved this into a rolling suitcase at some point. So it's like you can get on the airplane with the set that's going to be on the stage at BAM, and I really love that.
69 Degrees South is largely driven by the music. There's no narration and no text. But when we play the piece live now, for some of the shows, particularly these shows in New York, my band, Skeleton Key, is going to be playing with Kronos Quartet recording and also by ourselves. Kronos' participation in the show couldn't be part of the live show because of largely their schedule. The guys already tour 6 months a year. So there'll be the recorded Kronos music, plus my band playing on top of it and in and out of it. There are 6 performers, and what we choose to do is hire dancers over puppeteers. Dancers, we've learned, are of course very in touch with their bodies. So we found that the dancers take to puppetry very quickly, and they have fun. Hopefully. In 1914, Ernest Shackleton and a group of 27 sailors and scientists went to Antarctica ostensibly to cross it. However, upon reaching it, their ship got caught in the ice and was ultimately crushed by the ice. And then the rest of the story is about their effort to get home, which miraculously they did.
The theme that I'm most interested in and kind of the resonance that it has in contemporary culture is that of Shackleton as a leader and the kinds of choices that he made. I mean, I know it seems crazy if your boat becomes frozen in the ice and crushed and you lose all of your supplies that you would do anything other than turn around and try and bring your men to safety. But I'm telling you, I've read every single novel about like North and South Pole, and every time you're reading it and you're just like turning the pages like, no, I know what's going to happen, don't do it. Like their sledge fell into the crevasse with their dogs and half of their supplies, and they just kept going. And at this moment, Shackleton decided to change his objective and turn around and save his men.
And that's why we call the place 69 degrees south, because that's the latitude where his ship sank. And how he chose to react in that crisis is what we were interested in focusing on. So we were thinking, well, what is the 69 degrees south of today? What tragedy has befallen us that we can choose to respond to or ignore and soldier on blindly as we have been doing? And for us, we're choosing to focus on climate change because it's very apropos considering Antarctica.
There's a grant the National Science Foundation gives to 6 to 8 artists or writers a year. They send scientists all over the world for research, but Antarctica is the only program in which they choose to do this. And somehow, miraculously, we got the grant. We wanted to make field recordings of sound, and then I was there to document the light and the topography and kind of research for the lighting design in the video. And then we spent a lot of time with scientists there, talking to them about their work, and kind of learned that actually the majority of the work being done there is related to climate change.
You can take any minute of any one of those days and turn it into a movie. So where do you begin? So there's no logical place. It's just an amazing story. So we wanted to tell it in a very gestural way and sort of focus on the things that support the aspect of the story that we were interested in telling, which is largely about the camaraderie and their love and understanding of one another and of their environment. And these are the things that we think are relevant to how people are behaving today. There's a passage in the diary of the ship's machinist and stores keeper, which was written, I think, the day before they were rescued.
The day before they were rescued, there's an entry in the journal from Thomas Ordelise that says,
"Today we made a snowman, and Marston, the ship's artist, made a snow woman, and she was rather well endowed."
And we had a merry time of it. And when I read that, I just wept. It's like the last of the last of the last breath of hope that these guys have, and they're making snowmen together. It's just so incredibly beautiful.
These guys who are thinking they're probably gonna die, and still have time to make snowmen. Puppets have a great ability to do something that even the most gifted actors can't do, in that they can be such a blank canvas that however willing the audience is to participate in their story is how deeply they can emote that story. So in other words, if you earn the right to have people and get people really invested in the drama, they can be more invested than they would be if they were seeing an actor, because this is just an empty vessel here.
Watch this and other Brooklyn Independent Television episodes online at breakartsmedia.org/BIT.